Most farmers think running a productive farm means working harder, buying more equipment, and putting in longer hours. But what if I told you that some of the best farm workers don't need fuel, maintenance schedules, or even a paycheck? In this video, I'm sharing 7 hardworking animals that can genuinely reduce your workload, some in ways you've probably never considered. Number 3 is especially surprising because most farmers walk right past this opportunity without realizing what they're missing. If you're someone who wants a more sustainable, efficient farm without breaking your back or your budget, this channel is for you. I post calm, practical farming wisdom like this every week, and subscribing means you won't have to search for solutions again. They'll just show up. I'm really glad you found your way here. Let's start. Animal number 1, chickens. Chickens matter because they solve a quiet problem most farmers deal with every day: pest control and soil health, without adding expensive inputs or complicated systems. The reason chickens work so well is simple. They're natural foragers. They don't depend on you remembering to do something or having perfect conditions. Even on your busiest days, they're out there eating bugs, aerating soil, and fertilizing as they go. That's why this partnership lasts. To start, all you need is a basic coop and a small flock of 5 to 10 birds. If you already have space for them, you're ready. What you're doing is simply letting them free range in designated areas. No complicated rotation schedules, no overthinking. To keep it going, focus on just one thing: fresh water and basic feed supplementation. That's enough. Over time, chickens don't just reduce your pest pressure and improve your soil. They change how your farm feels. Less time spraying chemicals, more natural balance, and fresh eggs every morning as a bonus. A small thing that makes this easier is using mobile chicken tractors. You don't need them, but they make rotation completely effortless. The beauty of chickens is their versatility. They work in orchards, vegetable gardens, and pastures. They'll eat ticks, mosquitoes, grasshoppers, and other pests that would otherwise damage your crops or bother your livestock. They're also incredible composters. Kitchen scraps, garden waste, even weeds get transformed into rich fertilizer. The nitrogen in their manure is perfect for building soil fertility naturally. And unlike synthetic fertilizers, there's no runoff concern or soil degradation over time. Most American farms can support chickens without major infrastructure investment. A basic shelter protects them from predators and weather. Simple fencing keeps them where you want them. The return on investment happens quickly. Eggs alone often cover feed costs within months. The pest control and fertilization are pure bonus value that would cost hundreds or thousands in conventional inputs. Chickens also scale beautifully. Start with 6 birds to learn the rhythm. Expand to 20 or 30 as you see the benefits. Larger operations run hundreds, rotating them through cash crops for targeted soil improvement. The system works at every size because the principle stays the same: let chickens do what they naturally do, and your farm benefits. Animal number 2, goats. Goats matter because they tackle the exhausting job of brush clearing and weed control, work that would otherwise steal hours of your time or require expensive equipment. The reason goats excel at this is biology. They prefer woody plants and weeds that other animals ignore. They don't need motivation or perfect weather. They'll clear overgrown areas naturally, which is why farmers have relied on them for centuries. To start, you need secure fencing and 2 to 3 goats for a small area. If you have problem brush, you're ready. What you're doing is rotating them through overgrown sections. No machines, no chemicals. To keep it going, focus on water access and basic mineral supplementation. That's enough. Over time, goats don't just clear your land, they transform how manageable your property feels. Less overwhelm looking at overgrowth, more usable space, a cleaner farm. A small thing that helps is combining goats with chickens in succession. Goats clear first, chickens follow to control bugs. You don't need this sequence, but it maximizes both animals. The economic impact of goats often surprises farmers. Professional brush clearing services charge thousands of dollars per acre. Goats do the same work for the cost of fencing and basic care. They're especially valuable on marginal land, slopes too steep for machinery, areas too rocky for equipment, spaces where herbicides aren't safe or legal. In many American states, fire departments actually partner with goat herds for wildfire prevention. The goats create natural fire breaks by removing undergrowth and dry brush. That same service protects your farm buildings and reduces insurance costs. Goats also handle invasive species that plague American farmland. Kudzu in the southeast, multiflora rose in the Midwest, blackberry brambles in the Northwest. These plants resist mowing and spraying, but goats devour them eagerly. Over consecutive seasons, goat grazing can eliminate invasive problems permanently. The bonus benefit is milk and meat production. Even a small dairy goat provides fresh milk for your family. Meat goats bring additional income through sales. The flexibility is remarkable. Use them primarily for land management, and animal products become secondary revenue. Or focus on production while they maintain your property as a side benefit. Either way, you're getting multiple returns from one investment. Animal number 3, ducks. This is the one most farmers overlook, and it's a shame because ducks solve slug and snail problems better than any other method while being gentler on your garden than chickens. The reason ducks work brilliantly is their foraging style. They don't scratch up soil like chickens do. They waddle through gardens eating slugs, snails, and insects without destroying your plants. It works even in wet conditions when other solutions fail. To start, all you need is a small kiddie pool for water and 3 to 4 ducks. If you have slug problems, you're ready. What you're doing is simply letting them patrol garden areas during early morning or evening. No pest spray schedules, no hand-picking slugs. To keep it going, focus on one thing: clean water for swimming daily. That's enough. Over time, ducks don't just control garden pests, they change how peaceful your growing season feels. Less crop damage, more natural balance, and richer eggs than chickens. A small thing that helps is the Indian runner breed. They're especially active foragers and need less water space. You don't need this specific breed, but they make integration easier. American vegetable farmers lose significant income to slug and snail damage every year. These pests demolish seedlings overnight, ruin mature crops, and spread plant diseases. Chemical slug baits work, but they're expensive, potentially toxic to pets and wildlife, and need constant reapplication, especially after rain. Ducks eliminate this entire problem naturally. They hunt slugs and snails with incredible efficiency. A small flock can clear a quarter-acre garden in weeks. The difference becomes visible quickly. Lettuce leaves stop disappearing. Strawberries stay intact. Tomato plants grow without mysterious holes. Your harvest increases without any additional input cost. Ducks also excel in rice paddies and wetland crops. They eat pest insects while their droppings fertilize the water. This ancient Asian farming technique is gaining popularity in American sustainable agriculture. Some organic rice farmers report yield increases of 15 to 20% just from adding ducks to their paddies. The eggs are another advantage. Duck eggs are larger, richer, and more nutritious than chicken eggs. They're prized by bakers for superior texture in pastries and cakes. Restaurants often pay premium prices. Even if you keep ducks purely for pest control, the eggs become valuable secondary income.
If this is making sense so far, give it a like. It helps YouTube share this with farmers who need it. And I'm curious, which of these 3 surprises you most? Or are you already using one successfully? Drop it in the comments. I actually read them and learned from your experiences too. It's how I discover what's working in real American farms, not just theory. Your practical knowledge helps other farmers in this community make better decisions. So don't hold back. Share what you've learned.
Animal number 4, sheep. Sheep matter because they provide precision grazing that keeps pastures healthy and productive without machinery or constant attention. The reason sheep excel is their grazing pattern. They eat close to the ground and prefer grass over brush, which naturally maintains pasture quality. They don't require daily management or perfect conditions. They just graze steadily, which is why they're sustainable. To start, you need basic fencing and 3 to 5 sheep for pasture management. If you have grass that needs controlling, you're ready. What you're doing is rotating them through paddocks on a simple schedule. No mowing equipment, no fuel costs. To keep it going, focus on one thing: regular hoof trimming and mineral access. That's enough. Over time, sheep don't just maintain your pastures, they improve how your whole grazing system feels. Less mechanical maintenance, more natural fertility. Wool as an additional income stream. A small thing that makes this smoother is hair sheep breeds. If you don't want to shear, you don't need them, but they reduce one maintenance task. The economics of sheep on American farms are compelling. Pasture maintenance with machinery requires a tractor, fuel, maintenance, and your time. A mower costs thousands initially, then hundreds annually in upkeep. Sheep do the same job while producing meat, wool, and lambs. They're essentially a profit center that maintains your land as a side effect. Rotational grazing with sheep also rebuilds soil health dramatically. Their manure adds organic matter and nutrients. Their hooves break up soil crust, improving water infiltration. The grass roots grow deeper, chasing the grazing pressure, sequestering carbon and preventing erosion. Over years, sheep-grazed pastures become noticeably more productive than mowed fields. Sheep work particularly well on smaller American acreages. 5 to 10 acres can support a meaningful flock. That's perfect for hobby farmers, part-time operations, or homesteaders who want agricultural tax benefits without massive landholdings. Sheep meet the requirements while staying manageable. The versatility extends to terrain. Sheep graze hills too steep for cattle. They navigate rocky areas where equipment fails. They work in orchards and vineyards, controlling undergrowth without damaging trees or vines. Some wineries actually market their lamb as vineyard-raised, commanding premium prices. One often overlooked benefit is fire fuel reduction. Sheep grazing reduces dry grass that fuels wildfires. In western states, this is increasingly valuable as fire seasons intensify. Some counties offer grazing incentives or tax breaks for fire prevention grazing. Animal number 5, livestock guardian. Dogs. Guardian dogs matter because they solve the constant worry of predator loss, a stress that keeps farmers up at night and drains resources through livestock deaths. The reason these dogs work is instinct. Breeds like Great Pyrenees or Anatolian Shepherds naturally protect without training commands. They don't need you to be present or vigilant. They bond with livestock and work 24/7, which is why they're irreplaceable. To start, you need one guardian dog puppy raised with your livestock from 8 to 10 weeks. If you have predator pressure, you're ready. What you're doing is letting them bond with the herd naturally. No complex training protocols, no micromanaging. To keep it going, focus on one thing: proper nutrition and annual vet care. That's enough. Over time, guardian dogs don't just reduce losses, they transform how secure your farm feels. Less anxiety about nighttime attacks, more peace of mind, fewer devastating mornings discovering dead animals. A small thing that helps is getting 2 dogs eventually. They work better as a team. You don't need 2 immediately, but it increases effectiveness. Animal number 6, pigs. Pigs matter because they turn land preparation into a natural process, plowing, tilling, and clearing that would normally require machinery and fuel. The reason pigs excel at this is their rooting behavior. They naturally break up soil, remove stumps and roots, and clear areas while fertilizing as they go. They don't need instructions or maintenance schedules. They just do what pigs do, which is why it's so efficient. To start, you need sturdy fencing and 2 to 3 pigs for the area you want cleared. If you have land that needs preparing, you're ready. What you're doing is containing them in the target area for 2 to 4 weeks. No tractor rentals, no back-breaking digging. To keep it going, focus on one thing: adequate water and basic feed. That's enough. Over time, pigs don't just prepare your land. They change how expansion feels on your farm. Less equipment dependency, more natural soil improvement. Meat production as a secondary benefit. A small thing that speeds this up is using heritage breeds like Cunacunes. They root less aggressively but still clear effectively. You don't need specific breeds, but it gives you options. The practical applications for pigs on American farms are extensive. Clearing new garden space, pigs remove grass, weeds, and roots in weeks. Preparing orchard sites, they eliminate competing vegetation and break up compacted soil. Renovating old pastures, they disrupt weed seed banks and incorporate organic matter. Removing brush piles and debris, they work through material that would take days to clear manually. The soil improvement happens simultaneously with clearing. Pig manure is nutrient-rich, adding nitrogen, phosphorus, and organic matter. Their rooting mixes this fertilizer throughout the soil profile, not just surface application. The result is deeply enriched soil ready for planting immediately after they move. Equipment rental costs for comparable work are substantial. Tractor with tiller runs $100 to $200 daily. Stump grinder costs similar. Brush clearing equipment even more. A project requiring a week of machinery could cost over $1,000. Pigs do it for feed costs of maybe $50 to $100. The economic advantage is clear. Pigs also handle projects too small or awkward for machinery, clearing around buildings, working in tight spaces, preparing irregular-shaped areas. Equipment has minimum practical sizes. Pigs work at any scale. The meat production makes this even more attractive. Those clearing pigs gain weight rapidly on forage and supplemental feed. At processing, they provide high-quality pork worth several $100s. You essentially get paid to prepare your land. Some farmers run clearing pigs as a specific enterprise, rotating them through neighbors' properties for fees plus the pig's value. Animal number 7, llamas or alpacas. Llamas and alpacas matter because they provide gentle, guardian protection for smaller livestock while requiring minimal care, perfect for farmers who want security without the intensity of guardian dogs. The reason they work is vigilance. They naturally watch for threats and alert or chase predators, especially effective against coyotes and foxes. They don't need training or constant supervision. They integrate with sheep and goats naturally, which is why they're increasingly popular. To start, you need one llama or alpaca and small livestock that need protecting. If you have vulnerable animals, you're ready. What you're doing is simply introducing them to the herd. No special protocols, no complicated bonding process. To keep it going, focus on one thing: basic hoof trimming and annual shearing. That's enough. Over time, llamas don't just protect your animals, they change how confident you feel about your livestock's safety. Less predator stress, more herd stability, fiber as a bonus product. A small thing to know is that gelded males work best for guardian roles. You don't need to overthink gender selection, but it reduces behavioral issues. The protection mechanism is different from dogs, but equally effective. Llamas are territorial and naturally dislike canine predators. When they spot coyotes or foxes, they position themselves between predators and the flock. They make alarm calls that alert sheep to danger. If predators approach, llamas charge, kick, and stomp. Their size and aggression usually drive predators away. Research from American agricultural universities shows llamas reduce predator losses by 80 to 90% in sheep flocks. That's comparable to guardian dogs, but with less intensive management. Llamas don't need the careful puppy bonding process. They don't have prey drive that could endanger young livestock. They're safer around children and visitors. The care requirements are minimal compared to the protection value. Llamas eat the same forage as sheep, no special feed needed. They're hardy and disease-resistant, requiring less veterinary intervention than dogs. They live 20 years, providing decades of protection from one purchase. The initial cost is higher, $1,000 to $3,000 for a quality guardian llama, but the longevity makes lifetime cost competitive with dogs. Fiber production adds economic value. Llama and alpaca fiber is prized for softness and warmth. Hand spinners and fiber artists pay premium prices. A single animal produces several pounds annually worth $50 to $200 depending on quality. That fiber income can offset care costs entirely. Some farmers keep llamas purely for fiber, with livestock protection being the unexpected bonus. The temperament difference also matters. Llamas are calmer and quieter than dogs. They don't bark at night. They don't dig under fences or roam. For farms in residential areas or with close neighbors, llamas provide protection without noise complaints or boundary disputes. Here's something most farmers miss, and it matters more than adding another animal. Instead of trying to use every animal on this list, remove one major friction point from your current system first. That single change, whether it's better fencing, improved water access, or clearing one problem area, often makes everything else feel easier, including integrating new working animals. Do less, but do it better. The biggest mistake I see is farmers getting excited about multiple animals and adding them all simultaneously. The result is overwhelm. Each species has different needs, behaviors, and integration challenges. When you're learning 5 things at once, nothing gets done well. Problems compound instead of solutions. Start with your farm's single biggest pain point. Is it pest pressure ruining crops? Get chickens. Is it overgrown land stealing space? Get goats. Is it predator losses causing anxiety? Get a guardian dog. Solve one problem completely before addressing the next. This focused approach builds confidence and competence. You learn the rhythm of working with that species. You troubleshoot issues without competing demands. Success with one animal makes the next integration smoother because you've developed general livestock management skills. The infrastructure investment follows the same principle. Improve one system at a time. Get your fencing solid before adding animals that test boundaries. Establish reliable water sources before animals that need daily access. Build appropriate shelter before weather-dependent species. Each improvement makes subsequent additions easier and more successful. This also protects your investment. Animals added to inadequate infrastructure get loose, get sick, or underperform. That wastes money and creates frustration. Worse, it makes you think the animal doesn't work when the real problem was preparation. Set yourself up for success by removing friction first, then adding solutions. You don't need to transform your entire farm overnight. You just need one steady partnership with the right animal for your biggest challenge. Pick one from today's list and start small, imperfectly. Maybe it's a few chickens for pest control or one guardian dog for peace of mind. That's how real farm efficiency starts. And if you want more calm, practical farming wisdom like this, subscribe to Zero to Purpose. This channel is for farmers who want to work smarter, not harder, without pressure, gimmicks, or burnout. Thanks for spending this time here. I'll see you in the next one. The beautiful thing about these working animals is they keep giving back year after year. Unlike equipment that depreciates and breaks down, animals reproduce, creating expanding value. That first small flock becomes a sustainable system providing benefits indefinitely. Your initial investment multiplies naturally. Start where you are with what you have. One animal, one problem, one solution. Build from there as you see results and gain confidence. This approach creates lasting change instead of overwhelming chaos.